Are you afraid of English? And what exactly are the reasons behind this fear? Today, let us find out the reasons why we are afraid of English and try to find its solution. Now, the fear factors. When we hear an English sentence spoken by somebody else, we realize that we could have spoken the same sentence, but we did not and would not because the fear factors have bogged us down. Therefore, it is very important to find out the reasons behind the fear of English and find a solution to it. That is what we are going to learn today. What is the fear factor and what is the solution about it? I have been a teacher of English. Now I know from my experience that English is a very easy language. It is a very simple thing to gain confidence over it. But as we have seen, people are afraid of this language. Indeed, I was myself afraid of it in the beginning. So I tried to analyze and find out the reasons for this fear. My analysis is based on my own experience and on the feedback from my students. Over the long period of my teaching career, I found some basic problems because of which people think English is difficult language. This problem are responsible for creating the fear of English. So that's why I call them the fear factors. Got it? So let's start. We will begin by identifying them in this chapter. We can discuss them one by one in the following chapters and see whether they are real or imaginary. As we make big issues of big things in our life only in our head, there is basically no reason to give such a big shape in imagination. Similarly, we make English too scary when it is not necessary, and because of that, we are afraid of English. If you ask people what is the biggest problem area in English, most of them will reply that it is the grammar of this language. I'll tell you about myself. In my school days, English and mathematics were the two terror subjects for me. Seriously, especially English grammar used to give me sleepless nights. Our teachers used to tell us again and again that before we master the English language, we must master its grammar. I could not understand this. How is it possible to learn the grammar if you do not know the language in the first place? Also, grammar is a technical subject. It is not easy to learn. Even the grammar of our own mother tongue is difficult to follow. But because of all teachers in those days used to give this advice, we tried to learn grammar before learning the language. When we failed, we developed a fear of English. Got it? This is the most requirement reason behind this fear factor. So that's why try to analyze about yourself. We failed again and again to improving yourself in English language, and that's why we developed a fear of English. It is unfortunately that many people continue to face the same problem even today. They also wrongly believe that it is necessary to learn grammar. So they are faced with the same questions. Since we do not understand the English language, how can we follow its grammar? It's just simple thing. If we do not know grammar, how can we construct sentences? And if we cannot construct sentences, how can we speak or write English? This is the reason why most people avoid English. I would like to say that just as we learn our mother tongue, we have to try to learn English too, and without grammar. Once you understand the language, then learn the grammar, and then you can definitely master this language. The second reason is that we do not know many words in English. That is the biggest reason behind this. We know that this language has a vocabulary of nearly 1 million words. We do not know even a few thousands of them. If we want to write or speak English, we must know the words in that language. Just as you need tea powder, sugar, water and milk to make tea, just like that, you need words to speak English. That's why it's my opinion. Vocabulary is the most important material for learning English. Without a stock of words, your English building will not stand. We may want to express our thoughts, but where shall we find the words to express them? After all, a sentence is only a collection of words in a certain sequence. We naturally believe that. Since we do not know enough English words, We cannot speak this language. Then there is the question of surrounding. Now I tell you, there is a general feeling that only people educated in English medium can speak good English. The children of educated parents also have an advantage because the educated parents also have an advantage because they have proper atmosphere at home. But majority of us are from Marathi, Hindi or some other vernacular medium. Some are from small rural schools like me. Our parents were not very educated. I am also a girl who studied in Marathi medium. Our parents were not very educated since we did not have proper background. How can we speak English? In our daily life also, everybody around us speaks Marathi, Hindi or some other regional language. There is nobody in our circle with whom we can speak in English. We speak our mother tongue because of our surrounding. If nobody around us speaks English, how can we do so? So many questions come in our mind and then we feel afraid of English and we do not even try. There is one more problem that is peculiar to our society. Now, the new word peculiar means particular. Many people fun of those who make mistakes in English. Such people may or may not have a good command over English. Even if they have the command, there is no reason for them to feel superior about it. But making fun of the mistakes of others is the highest of rotten mentality. These people get pleasure out of laughing at the mistake of others. They tell entertaining stories of such mistakes. Nobody wants to become the subject of such stories. Naturally, we are afraid that if we make mistakes, these people will laugh at us behind our backs. Absolutely, we do not like that. It hurts our ego. So to avoid the insults, we avoid speaking in English. And even if you try, again and again this happens with us and because of this we stop speaking English. Not because we lack the confidence to open our mouth in front of others. The fear factors have bogged us down. Now tell me, and honestly tell me, how real are these fears? How right are our concepts? Grammar, vocabulary, surrounding, fear of ridicule, lack of confidence, how much do they really matter? We will have to examine them one by one to find out the truth for ourselves. Only then we can put English in the proper perspective. In today's video, we learned the reason for fear of English. Now to find a solution to this reason, I want to make a special detailed video on each reasons. I will talk about English grammar in the next video because the next chapter, English grammar, is the biggest problem in English language. Until then, take care of yourself. Bye-bye.